This is the story of a highly skilled covert operative named Tyler Rake, who stands apart from ordinary agents. His missions take him into the world's most dangerous cities, where he rescues hostages while facing relentless enemy fire. People call him a one-man army, and until now, he has never failed a mission. But this time, he was assigned a job that could push him beyond survival itself. The story begins in a remote, deserted location, where Tyler's boss, Nick Khan, arrives to brief him on an extremely dangerous assignment. She informs him that he must travel to Dhaka, Bangladesh to rescue Ovi, the son of a powerful Indian drug lord. Ovi was kidnapped from India by men disguised as police officers and smuggled into Bangladesh. A huge payment was promised upon successful completion of the mission. Without wasting time, Tyler begins investigating the case. He soon discovers that Ovi has been taken by one of Bangladesh's most feared crime lords, who is seeking revenge against Ovi's father. After receiving the full details, Tyler immediately heads to Bangladesh. He disguises himself as an associate of a local dealer and sits on a roadside waiting for contact from the kidnappers. Not far away, a bearded man observes him, waiting for the signal. Soon, Tyler receives instructions to go to a nearby laundromat. As he arrives, someone sneaks up behind him and holds a gun to his waist. A van pulls up and the kidnappers force him inside after blindfolding him. Unknown to them, everything is part of Tyler's plan. He is taken to an abandoned building where the kidnappers immediately point a gun at his head and demand ransom. Tyler remains calm and insists on seeing the boy alive before making any payment. Once he confirms that Ovi is safe, he carefully studies the guards and the surroundings. He agrees to pay the ransom to buy time. As they begin to escort him out, the bearded ally launches an attack. Using the distraction, Tyler eliminates one of the kidnappers and breaks free from his restraints. The guards realize too late that the situation has turned against them. A loud knock distracts them, and as one opens the door, Tyler shoots without hesitation. He storms into the room and takes down multiple enemies in rapid succession. Gunfire alerts the guards outside, but the bearded ally ambushes them and eliminates them one by one. Inside the building, Tyler continues clearing out the remaining criminals. Soon, he runs out of bullets and is forced into brutal hand-to-hand combat. Even then, he overpowers his enemies with ease, using whatever he can find as a weapon. In moments, several armed thugs fall before him. Just when it seems over, another attacker rushes in from outside wielding a sword. But Tyler quickly grabbed a cup from the table and threw it directly at the attacker's chest, knocking him unconscious. As the second thug tried to rise, Tyler kicked him hard, slamming his head into the table. Another armed man approached from behind with a gun, but he was no match for Tyler either. Just when Tyler thought it was over, he heard the sound of a gun being loaded behind him. He turned around and saw a small boy holding a weapon and trying to load it. However, Tyler did not attack him because he followed his own moral code. Instead, he took the gun from the child and ordered him to leave immediately. Tyler then quickly freed Ovi from the ropes and told him to follow closely. As planned, Tyler began escaping the location with Ovi. Meanwhile, the gangsters discovered Tyler's involvement and ordered the entire area to be sealed off by armed forces. They clearly anticipated his next move, but Tyler, experienced in such operations, had already prepared for this situation. He drove Ovi to an abandoned factory for temporary cover. There, he equipped himself with a bulletproof vest and contacted Nick Khan using communication gear from the ship. He also secured a vest for Ovi and ensured his safety. After that, Tyler recorded a video message and sent it to Nick Khan. He then proceeded with the next phase of his escape plan. Tyler moved toward a river running through the nearby forest with Ovi. Nick Khan's team had already prepared an extraction ship for them. All Tyler needed to do was reach the ship safely with Ovi, but soon everything began to fall apart. Nick Khan sensed something was wrong and warned Tyler to stop for a moment. While the crew on the ship waited for their arrival, a sudden alarm triggered, instantly changing the situation. As the guards went down to investigate, a masked man ambushed them from behind and killed both instantly. The bearded sniper outside also sensed danger and looked through his scope, but within moments, the masked attacker reached him and eliminated him as well. Now Tyler had become the main target. At that same time, the police began tracking the ship's location. Nick Khan immediately informed Tyler about the approaching threat. Upon hearing this, Tyler grabbed Ovi and started escaping quickly. The masked man spotted them and immediately opened fire without hesitation. Tyler took cover behind a rock, but the attacker then removed his mask, revealing his identity. It was Sayu, a man working for Ovi's father, who had come to rescue Ovi without informing anyone. Sayu shouted for Ovi to come to him immediately. Hearing his voice, Ovi recognized him. But just as Ovi was about to move forward, Tyler stopped him. He did this for two reasons. First, Ovi had become a valuable asset for his mission. Second, Tyler did not want the boy he had already saved once to be put in danger again. Tyler then quickly threw a grenade, temporarily blinding Sayu. Using this chance, he escaped with Ovi and returned to the abandoned factory. From there, they got into a vehicle and sped away, but shortly after, 2 police cars suddenly appeared and blocked their path. Tyler immediately reversed the car and quickly pulled back. He turned around and drove in the opposite direction to escape. Meanwhile, Sayu, who was still chasing them, arrived at the scene. He stole a police vehicle and continued the pursuit. Taking advantage of a moment, Ovi got out of the car and tried to go towards Sayu, but Tyler stopped him, explaining that his father had paid for his rescue, and Sayu's sudden arrival suggested something was wrong. He suspected that Ovi's father might have betrayed him, and that even the police could be working with the kidnappers. So Tyler changed direction and drove toward Nick Khan's planned extraction route. However, the pursuing police vehicles kept increasing and repeatedly rammed into his car. At the same time, Sayu began firing at the police, taking down several chasing units. But Tyler's situation became worse as the road ahead was completely blocked. Now he was surrounded from all sides. In a desperate move, he reversed and crashed directly into Sayu's vehicle behind him. The impact caused Sayu to lose control for a moment. The remaining police ignored him and focused entirely on capturing Tyler. They were now in a narrow area filled with tight streets. Within moments, Tyler and Ovi vanished from sight. While escaping, Tyler suddenly encountered a police officer. Before the officer could react, Tyler stabbed him in the neck and killed him instantly. He then pulled Ovi along with him. As they moved forward, more officers appeared, but they were no match for Tyler. He eliminated them quickly in close combat. One officer tried to seize Ovi, forcing Ovi to run in panic. Another officer blocked their path from the front. Tyler immediately turned, entered a nearby house, and escaped through the back door. The pursuing officer followed him inside, but was shot dead as soon as he exited. Tyler continued moving forward with Ovi. Soon after, 4 more officers surrounded them. Tyler took cover and eliminated all of them. When he looked around, he realized the entire area was now surrounded by police. He immediately climbed toward the rooftop with Ovi, but upon reaching the top, he saw helicopters scanning the area from above. They quickly moved back down to avoid detection. However, on the second floor, Sayu appeared again, leading to a brutal fight between them. During the struggle, both of them fell from the building. After getting back up, they clashed once more. People around watched the fight as if it were just another street incident. Gradually, Tyler began to overpower Sayu, but suddenly a passing vehicle distracted the scene. Seizing the moment, Sayu picked up a gun and tried to finish Tyler. Just then, he heard Ovi screaming nearby and turned toward the sound. He saw police officers dragging Ovi away. Without hesitation, Sayu killed all the officers and rescued Ovi. He picked Ovi up and tried to escape. But as he reached a turn, Tyler suddenly rammed into him with a truck. He immediately placed Ovi back into the truck, and they sped away. However, a helicopter hovering above continued chasing them. Just as they were about to reach the bridge, Tyler made a sudden decision. He jumped out of the moving truck with Ovi. Moments later, the truck collided with an oil tanker and exploded in a massive blast. The thick smoke from the explosion blocked the helicopter's view completely. Tyler used this chance to escape with Ovi. Soon after, the enemy commander realized that both of them were still alive. Upon hearing this, the gangster ordered all his men to hunt Tyler down. Meanwhile, Tyler and Ovi hid inside an old guardhouse. With Ovi's help, Tyler bandaged his injured hand. At that moment, he received a call from Nick Khan. She informed him that Sayu was actually working for Ovi's father. Ovi's father had refused to complete the payment and was now trying to recover his son instead. That is why Sayu had been sent to retrieve Ovi from Tyler. Nick Khan also revealed that everyone on Tyler's team had been killed during the mission. She advised Tyler to abandon Ovi so he could escape safely, but Tyler refused, as he could not leave a child behind just to save himself. Hearing this, Nick Khan reluctantly agreed and suggested a new extraction point 4 kilometers away in Poole, where a helicopter would pick them up. Accepting the plan, Tyler set out during the night. He stole a car parked along the road, but just as he was about to start it, armed men suddenly appeared in front of him. To his shock, the attackers were actually children carrying weapons. Before he could react, they opened fire. Tyler quickly took cover behind the car and threw smoke grenades, avoiding harming them. As they closed in, he trapped one of them in the car door and knocked another away. Even against armed children, Tyler focused only on defense and survival. However, the children showed no mercy and continued attacking. The youngest of them raised his gun to shoot, but before he could fire, Tyler disarmed him with a swift strike and threw him to the ground. Suddenly, a government helicopter appeared overhead. Seeing this, Tyler did not hesitate and immediately escaped with Ovi. They ran and jumped into a polluted drain, managing to slip away unnoticed. For now, they were safe, but danger still followed them closely. Realizing this, Tyler made a decisive move. Soon after, Sayu contacted Tyler. Tyler agreed to cooperate with him to get Ovi out of the city. They arranged a meeting at a fixed location. Tyler handed Sayu some weapons and shared the helicopter's landing point. However, reaching it meant passing through 2 heavily guarded barricades. So Tyler created a plan to distract the enemy while helping Sayu and Ovi cross safely. The two quickly agreed to the plan. Without wasting time, they reached the first barricade, where a large number of soldiers were patrolling. Tyler immediately picked up a grenade launcher and charged forward. This sudden attack shifted all attention toward him, and a fierce gunfight broke out. Taking advantage of the chaos, Sayu drove through the barricade at high speed with his vehicle. But before Tyler could retreat, the soldiers positioned below prepared rocket launchers. Enemy forces kept advancing toward him rapidly. Tyler responded quickly and eliminated anyone who came close. The attacking soldiers were taken down one after another. Suddenly, he heard footsteps coming from the stairs. Without hesitation, he threw a grenade down to stop their advance. Meanwhile, Sayu reached the second barricade with Ovi, but the heavy crowd and traffic made it impossible to pass through by vehicle, so he abandoned the car and continued on foot through the crowd. He slowly moved forward, blending into the busy street. However, a bearded soldier spotted him midway and kept calling out. Sayu ignored him and continued walking as if he had not heard anything. Once he moved slightly out of the crowded area, he stopped and reassessed the situation, knowing escape was still possible even if he was detected. He quickly analyzed the soldiers' positions and formed a plan. As soon as Ovi removed his hat, Sayu suddenly drew his weapon and attacked the soldiers. Gunfire erupted, causing panic everywhere, and Sayu took cover behind a car with Ovi. The soldiers advanced quickly toward them. Sayu then stepped out and tried to stop their movement. He eliminated several soldiers one by one. After that, he pulled out a grenade and threw it at the right moment. Using the explosion as cover, he returned to Ovi. Meanwhile, the blast on the bridge immediately alerted the colonel and higher officers. They quickly deployed a heavily armed Special Forces helicopter. Seeing this, Sayu ordered Ovi to hide inside a vehicle and began firing at the helicopter. But under heavy aerial fire, he could not hold his position for long and was forced into cover. Multiple soldiers attacked him from different directions. Sayu barely managed to escape and hid behind a truck. Soon after, Special Forces units landed and surrounded him completely. Now trapped between forces on both sides, Sayu called Tyler for backup. At the same time, Tyler was still fighting through enemy soldiers. Suddenly, an armored vehicle arrived in front of him. Soldiers inside opened fire with heavy machine guns. To survive, Tyler took cover inside a nearby vegetable market. The soldiers exited the vehicle and began searching for him. At that moment, Tyler threw a flash grenade to disorient them. This temporarily blinded them. Tyler used the chance to launch a sudden attack. As soon as he stepped out, he eliminated the soldier operating the machine gun. Then he threw 2 grenades inside the vehicle and quickly moved out of the area. Meanwhile, Sayu was slowly losing hope and nearly giving up. At that moment, Nick Khan arrived. She grabbed an RPG from her vehicle and fired it at the hovering helicopter, bringing it down in a single hit. At the same time, Tyler reached the other barricade. He began taking out soldiers on the bridge one by one with precise shots. Soon, he located Ovi's position and moved along the edge of the bridge, clearing remaining enemies in his path. Sayu was now trapped in the middle of the bridge with only a pistol. Despite the situation, he managed to stop several soldiers from reaching Ovi. But moments later, a sniper bullet struck him in the head. Sayu collapsed, severely injured and barely conscious. Meanwhile, a helicopter arrived to support Tyler, but before it could land, the colonel opened fire and hit the co-pilot, killing him instantly. The pilot immediately pulled back instead of landing. At the same time, the colonel also killed one of Nick Khan's men. Nick Khan quickly took cover behind a vehicle and tried to locate the sniper. But the colonel fired once and then disappeared, staying completely hidden. Tyler reached the center of the bridge. At that exact moment, the sniper aimed at him. Tyler also noticed Sayu's body nearby, but in his urgency to reach Ovi, he did not realize Sayu had already been hit in the head. As Tyler moved into the open area, the colonel fired again. Tyler was shot and fell to the ground. Just as the colonel prepared a finishing shot, Ovi ran in and stood in front of Tyler. Seeing Tyler injured and covered in blood, Ovi broke down in tears. Tyler was no longer just a protector to him, but a father figure and his only support. But Tyler knew he could not give in. Despite his injuries, he told Ovi to run across the bridge without looking back. The colonel continued waiting for another clear shot. Meanwhile, Nick Khan finally identified his position. Tyler gathered his remaining strength and stood up again to give Ovi a chance to escape. He engaged the approaching soldiers, risking his life to hold them back. Ovi finally reached Nick Khan safely. Just when everything seemed over, Tyler was shot again. But this time, the shooter was the same curly-haired boy Tyler had spared earlier. Enraged, Nick Khan immediately returned fire, forcing the boy to flee. Tyler staggered toward the edge of the bridge, his condition critical and his strength fading rapidly. Everything started to become blurry for Tyler. At that moment, he began to see a vision of his dead son, whom he had failed to save during a past mission. Seeing Tyler's critical condition, Ovi could not control himself. But before he could reach him, Ovi slipped and fell directly into the river. 8 months later, Nick Khan entered the gangsters' territory alone. As soon as Asif went to the bathroom, she quickly took control and disrupted his entire operation. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Also, subscribe to the channel so you can keep receiving more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.